The global economic shockwaves of Trump's protectionist tariffs, a cascade of consequences. The world economy shuddered under the weight of Donald Trump's protectionist policies, a seismic event that sent ripples of uncertainty across global markets. Economists issued stark warnings. Levies ranging from 10% to a staggering 50% dramatically increased the risk of a worldwide recession, echoing the anxieties of the 2008 financial crisis and the height of the coronavirus pandemic. The ensuing sell-off was swift and brutal, a chilling reminder of the interconnectedness of the global financial system. The immediate reaction was one of international condemnation. From the halls of power in Brussels to the corridors of Beijing, world leaders voiced their outrage. China vehemently denounced Trump's actions as unilateral bullying, while the European Union, EU, swiftly initiated plans for retaliatory measures, signaling a deepening transatlantic rift. The impact was felt instantaneously on global stock exchanges. Asia and Europe witnessed sharp declines, mirroring the panic that gripped markets during previous economic catastrophes. The FTSE 100, a benchmark of blue-chip British companies, plummeted 133 points, a 1.5% drop, concluding its worst day since August. The situation intensified when the New York Stock Exchange opened, with the S&P 500 index experiencing a significant fall of up to 4.3% in the morning session. The tech-heavy Nasdaq fared even worse, plunging by as much as 5.1%. This unprecedented downturn underscored the far-reaching implications of Trump's protectionist gamble. The developing world, a disproportionate burden. Developing nations bore the brunt of these aggressive tariffs, exacerbating existing economic vulnerabilities. Cambodia, where a fifth of the population grapples with poverty, suffered the most, facing a crippling 49% tariff rate. Vietnam endured a 46% levy, while Myanmar, already struggling under the weight of a devastating earthquake, a protracted civil war following a 2021 military coup, and widespread humanitarian crisis, faced a 44% tariff. These tariffs weren't just numbers. They represented a devastating blow to fragile economies, potentially pushing millions further into poverty and instability. The chilling analysis from Oxford Economics painted a grim picture. Their comprehensive 417-page report detailing potential U.S. import tariffs highlighted the wide-ranging impact across numerous sectors. From staple foods like meat, fish, and dairy products to luxury goods such as whiskey, rum, clothing, motorcycles, and even musical instruments. The list underscored the indiscriminate nature of Trump's tariffs and the potential for widespread economic disruption. The consultancy predicted that the tariffs could push global economic growth to its lowest point since 2008, excluding the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, painting a bleak outlook for global recovery. A chorus of international condemnation. The international community responded with a wave of criticism, highlighting the deeply damaging consequences of Trump's protectionist approach. French President Emmanuel Macron characterized the 20% tariff imposed on EU goods as brutal and unfounded, reflecting the widespread sentiment of outrage. Germany's then-Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, echoed this sentiment, denouncing the tariffs as fundamentally wrong. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez underscored the harm inflicted on citizens on both sides of the Atlantic, describing the protectionist measures as contrary to the interests of millions. The EU's response, retaliation looms. The EU, resolute in its opposition, announced its intention to implement retaliatory tariffs on a range of U.S. consumer and industrial goods. This carefully chosen list, expected to be unveiled in mid-April, is likely to include iconic American products such as orange juice, blue jeans, and Harley-Davidson motorcycles. This strategic selection aimed to target key U.S. industries, demonstrating the EU's determination to counter Trump's aggressive trade policies and protect its own economic interests. These retaliatory measures signaled a potential escalation of the trade war, raising the stakes and threatening further economic instability. The retaliatory tariffs were a direct response to Trump's previously announced tariffs on steel and aluminum, transforming a dispute over specific commodities into a broader trade war with potentially far-reaching implications. The potential for escalating conflict and continued economic downturn left global leaders and economists deeply concerned about the future of international trade and cooperation. The consequences of Trump's actions extended far beyond the immediate economic impact, threatening to undermine established international trade agreements and the broader principle of global cooperation.